Hey everybody, it's Jay here with RC in Nature, and I'm just doing some aluminum shock towers for my Losi LMT. And what I realized was when I put them on, even though I tightened them up real good, they were a little loose and they were kind of moving side to side. And the reason being is because these kind of wobble when you put them in. Let's see, that's the right one for that side. So when they go in, even though you tighten them up real good, I know it's sunny, it's hard to see, they still kind of wobble, and they were wobbling like that even after I tightened them in. So what I did was I shoe glued these two knobs here and then just squished it on and tightened it in, and you get a little shoe goo coming out the end. I've been using shoe goo for the Losi LMT a lot. You know, the steering mechanism pins that pop out in the front, sorry, that's in the front, those pins there. I said on a recent video that I shoe glued those in, and that has been fantastic. They just simply don't come out unless you pry them out, because if you lose those pins, I've watched a lot of videos, and yeah, good luck getting them, because Losi doesn't have them. And there was actually some Traxxas parts off the, I believe it was the Emax. I think there was an Emax part that fit just right in there, and people were using those. But the bottom line here is that you don't want to lose those, because you're out of business with your truck until you get new ones, because you simply can't hold the steering mechanism together without them. So think ahead, you know, shoe glue them in, and that works just great. And I've found yet another good use for the shoe glue. Keep in mind, these are Amazon cheap ass aluminum shock towers, but who cares? You put them on, they work, they look cool. And I didn't spend, you know, $100 on them. So yeah, that's just the only issue. They're a little loose. So I will give a quick demo here on what I was doing. All I did was put a dab here, put a dab there, slap that on there, and it kind of oozes out, and then you just wipe off the excess, and they're good and solid. So yeah, you know, if you're replacing your shock towers on your LMT, and you want that to be solid, because if it's moving side to side slowly, things are going to wear out. You could break a screw. You know, you want that fastened on there, solid, staying on there. And once shoe glue hardens, it's like rubber. It's just like putting a rubber gasket in there that fits perfectly. So yeah, that seems to be working, and yeah, just figured I'd share that with everybody. Thanks. Hey everybody, it's Jay here with RC in Nature. So I'm going to be taking my Losi LMT out here for a run. I'm not going to be using this body. This body is just an old beat up hard plastic body that I had sitting around. I blasted it with matte black, and I'm just going to use it as a shelf queen, kind of paint it up. As time goes on, it looks cool, but if I take it out, it's just going to shatter and disintegrate like these plastic ones do. So I'm not going to be using that. I'll just be running it with the straight cage, because I don't really like the son of a digger body too much. It's kind of flashy and typical, and I'm just sick of it. I'm actually thinking of spray painting it black or something, and then maybe trying it like that. I don't know. It's just me. It's like having the vehicle that everybody else has, and then you're sitting at a stoplight and there's like 5 other people with the exact same car. It just bothers me. So I've kind of grown sick of the son of a digger body, and I've like actually just using the straight cage better. But anyway, the point to this video is that I have made a bunch of videos when I had switched the front and rear diffs, the diff grease for the front and rear and center. I switched them all over to 30K. The front and rear come 10K, and the center diff comes 50K, and I switched them all over to 30, and it was sluggish, terrible. Like it really didn't. It was gutless. Like I made some videos on the rock pile, and I don't even really want to put them on because it was just too slow. I couldn't get good air. I couldn't get. So I guess the moral of that story is leave 10K in the front and rear because you just lose too much speed. I've left 30K in the center as opposed to 50K, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I did switch it all over, and I was not happy with the results. It didn't work out the way I had expected or hoped. So just if you don't want to lose a lot of speed on your Losi LMT, don't switch the front and rear diff oil over because grease. I guess it's grease. It's technically grease. Don't switch it over. Well, technically it's anyway. Yeah, we'll just call it grease. But don't switch it over if you don't want to lose a lot of speed, because I tried it and I watched some videos of some guys who said it was a really good idea, and it wasn't. So another thing, I have been, I ran this through water, and I made a video on that. I have found the ESC has become a little bit glitchy. Trouble turning on, trouble turning off. I've kind of gone over it once or twice. Hopefully I can get it to work. Last time it took a little bit of coaxing to get her to actually work. So that's just one thing to keep in mind too. I mean, they say the ESC is waterproof. I'm not sure about that. I didn't run it through a lot of water, and I beat it up pretty good, but I mean, the ESC should not be acting up. So, that's another thing. Losi says waterproof electronics. Well, I beg to differ on that, because from what I've put my Traxxas ESCs through compared to what this Spectrum has been put through, and it's getting glitchy already, to me, that's kind of a red flag. I may actually switch the ESC out to something else. I'm totally comfortable and happy with the motor, but yeah, that's just another little note about the ESC. I don't think it should be glitching already. I did put a new Savox servo on here because I did blow the servo. Mind you, I was jumping it on rocks and what have you, so I put it through a lot of abuse. But this Savox should be, it has been. I have run it, and it's been solid. So it may be a little bit overkill for this truck, but those are pretty big tires, so maybe not. But yeah, I'm gonna take her out and run her, and go from there. Hey everybody, so just one last little tidbit to add in here with my Losi LMT. I seen a body shop thing on Instagram, and I seen this old truck, and I thought, well, I'm gonna try see if I can make it look like that. And, I mean, it's just an old body. Shelf queen. Figured I'd try my hand at dry brushing. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So yeah, just figured I'd throw that in the video. Just use some bright red and rust kind of mixed them in together. I might add in some other effects, some other colors too. Just, you know, maybe the effect that it was painted a different color at one point too. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool.